Hello, today we'll be making a snowman with air dry clay. My name is LaDara McKinnon, a teaching artist at Clayworks in Charlotte, North Carolina. This video is presented by Clayworks in Charlotte, North Carolina, and sponsored by Culture Blocks, a community partnership between ASC, Charlotte Mecklenburg Library, Mecklenburg County Park and Recs to bring arts and culture experiences closer to where residents live. Culture Blocks is funded by Mecklenburg County. What came in your kit is air dry clay, acrylic paint, a skewer, and a paintbrush. What you will need from home: a workspace, a small dish of water, and items found around the house for texture. Okay, let's go ahead and take our air dry clay out of the bag. We're going to start by making 4 balls of clay. It should be really easy to pull the clay apart. It is pretty soft. So let's start with our 4 balls of clay. We're just going to pull this apart into 4 different sections. Make sure you move everything out of your way in your workstation. And then we're going to roll these into a ball. So we're going to take one of the pieces of clay. We're going to put it in the palm of our hand and just squish it together to get it loosen up. And then you're going to act like you're cold and just start rolling this into a ball. You're going to do this to all 4 of them. They don't have to be perfect. We just want them to be circular. To be able to make our snowman, we want 3 of the balls to be a small, medium, and a large. So we're going to look at the sizes to see which one's the biggest and which one is the smallest. To figure that out, we're going to align them to see which one is the smallest, which one is the largest. So our head is a little too big, and if yours is a little too big, you're just going to pinch off some of that clay and add it to the bottom, so that can be our largest ball of clay. For each ball of clay, we are going to make a pinch pot. Pinch pot, a technique of putting your thumb in a ball of clay and pinching from the bottom up to create an opening in the clay. So you're going to stick your thumb right in the middle, twist it just a little bit. And to be able to pinch, you're going to start with a little duck face. And you're going to start from the bottom and work your way up. So I'm gently pressing my thumb outwards towards my other fingers. And I'm going in a circular motion. I'm going to make sure the rim isn't too thin so it can support the snowman when it's standing up. I'm going to repeat the same process for the other 2 balls of clay. Using my thumb, pressing it inside of the clay, and gently pressing my thumb outwards towards my other fingers from the bottom to the top. For the smaller ball of clay for our head, it's not going to need that much pinching. I'm just going to work my way up from the bottom to the top. Once you're done pinching your pinch pots, we are going to take the rim of our pinch pots and gently push them inwards. So when we stack them, our snowman looks like the snowballs are balancing on top of each other. Now it's time to attach our pinch pots together to form our snowman. We are going to score and slip to attach them. Score, the process of incising surface of wet or leather-hard clay in a cross-hatching pattern before applying slip and joining clay. Slip is watered-down clay used for joining clay together. For this project, we are going to be using water. To begin to score and slip, we are going to make 2 points on both sides of our pinch pot so we know where we need to score. I'm doing a cross hatching across the whole top of my pinch pot. When you're scoring, you do not want the scoring to be neat. So I'm scoring the whole entire top of my snowman body. I'm going to do this to the same piece that is going to be attached to my snowman, since I am going to be stacking the pinch pot. Remember, don't try to be neat when you are scoring. Once scored, we are going to place them right on top of each other, like Velcro. I went ahead and poked a hole in the center of my pinch pot so I can have support while I'm smoothing out the seam. When I'm smoothing out the seam, I am not trying to make it really neat. I just want to make sure I don't see the seam any longer where it has been attached. You're going to gently rub your thumb from top to bottom, spreading the clay down. We are going to repeat the same process again for our snowman's head. So I'm going to score the whole top half, not being too neat about it. Then I'm going to score the bottom of the head, add a little slip, and smooth out your seam by using your thumb from top to bottom, smoothing the clay down. After everything is attached, you can reshape the body of your snowman so it can be a little bit rounder in different areas. Now it's time to add some personality to your snowman with your extra ball of clay. First, I'm going to add a scarf by rolling out a coil. Coil, a rolled out rope of clay, like a worm or snake. If your clay is a little bit dry, add a little bit of water to your clay. To roll out a coil, you are going to roll it in your hand as if you were cold. Then you're going to roll it on the table to get it a little bit longer. Remember, you want to start from the center and work your way out. Don't worry about having too much clay because we want our scarf to be oversized on our snowman. You're going to measure the scarf around the snowman's neck to make sure it's long enough. Since it's long enough, I'm going to go ahead and flatten out the scarf by using 2 fingers and working your way outwards. We are going to score and slip our scarf to our snowman, making sure I'm not being too neat with my scoring so it will stay wrapped around our snowman's neck. When attaching a scarf, you want to start from one end and gently wrapping it around the snowman's neck, making sure you add a little bit of pressure when attaching the scarf. And then overlapping them at the end. We're going to have to score underneath the scarf that we didn't get the score before, since we didn't know where our scarf was going to end at. So we're going to score and slip. Since our scarf is a little bit too long, we're going to gently pinch off that extra piece of scarf. Now it's time to make a cute little top hat. If your clay needs a little bit more moisture, add a little bit more of your water. So to make the top hat, we're going to just roll some of our clay in our hand and squish it right in our hand. That's going to give us the base of our hat. You can reshape it by flattening it on the table as well, or rolling it on its edges to get it more circular. You're going to go ahead and slip and score that base to the top of our head. For the top of our top hat, we are going to roll a smaller ball in our hand. Then we're going to gently flatten it. We still want to keep it pretty thick. And you can reshape it in your hand in a circular motion so it can be the shape of a circle. And of course, to attach it, we are going to slip and score. How cute is that? Now it's time to make our face. I'm going to use the flat edge of our stick to make our eyes. Just go in a circular motion by twisting your stick for both eyes. Then I'm going to use the pointy end to make a smile. We are going to add our nose. We just need a little piece of clay. We want our nose to be a flat nose, not a pointy nose, because it will dry faster than the rest of our snowman and might break off really easily. So I got a little piece of clay that looks like a triangle, the shape of a carrot, and I'm just going to slip and score it to the face of the snowman. I'm actually using the sharpen to just put little dots everywhere since this is a really small space. You can do the same. Now I'm going to reshape it so it really looks like a carrot nose. You can add some buttons with the rest of the extra clay you have. I'm just going to pinch off just a little and roll it in my hand. I'm not doing a lot of rolling since it's going to be small. And then I'm just going to flatten in my hand like a little pancake. And just how I did my nose, I'm just going to do a couple little dots and a couple little dots on the buttons when I attach. To be able to add arms to our snowman, I'm going to poke holes in the sides of my snowman with the flat edge of my stick, and I'm going to go in a circular motion. You want these to be a little bit bigger than usual, so you can just get a little piece of branch from outside and stick it inside of your snowman. Before I let my snowman completely dry, I'm going to smooth out any wrinkles or any imperfections that I don't want in there with a little bit of water. I'm going to let my snowman sit for about 24 to 40 hours so it's completely dry. Then I'm going to paint it with acrylic paint. For hours since I made my snowman, I have a rag and I have some water for my brushes, and our snowman's already white, so I'm not going to paint the snowman white. I'm just going to paint all the accessories. I'm going to start with a light layer of paint on all of the accessories on my snowman. And we're going to put a second coat on our snowman after this layer dries. So this first layer should be dry in about 5 minutes, but don't rush. You want to take your time when you're painting. So if you're in a small area like our scarf here, I'm not going to push down really hard on my brush. If I do, that means that it's going to be really, really thick. You want to make sure that you clean your brush every time you switch colors. Tap it at the bottom of your water and then wipe it off on your paper towel or your rag. And just really make sure it's clean. After I used my black, my water was really dirty. This would be a great time to get fresh water. So painting the smaller areas on your projects, you just want to use just the little tip of your brush and just kind of tap when you're painting so you don't get big brush strokes in such a small, delicate area. To make the orange really pop, you can do a lot of yellow and just the littlest bit of red so it turns to this really nice bright orange. So the last thing I'm going to paint is my buttons for this first layer. Alright, I went ahead and painted a second layer on my snowman. Now I'm just going to sign it in the back. Don't press too hard when you sign. You can also sign with a pencil. That works too. I hope you enjoyed this project.